Welcome to this Soul Medicine Somatics Salutation practice. Some of these movements might be familiar to some of you, and that's fine. If it's something that feels totally new, that's fine too. But what I would most like you to understand is that this practice is really about giving you an opportunity to attune to your body, to its needs, and to learn how to allow that to lead. So even though I am guiding you through a specific sequence of movements, I want to encourage you to play. I want to encourage you to let go of the idea of perfect posture, or of being static, of when to breathe or not breathe, and to just feel how things feel as we move through. To feel what feels good, to feel what feels challenging, and to come back to this practice a number of times. Explore it, explore what supports you, explore what feels good, and through doing that, perhaps look toward fostering a daily practice of your own, something that works for you, using either the whole sequence or maybe taking the parts that speak to you most deeply. So we're going to start by coming lying down. Surrender is always a good place to begin. And just stretching playfully, arms above the head, point the toes down, just stretch, wiggle, feel into the tensions that are present in your body and move in any way that feels good. And then we're going to bring the knee up, the right knee up, foot resting on the opposite leg, right arm out to the side. And we're going to twist. It's called a cat stretch. So the knee falls across to one side and the opposite arm out to the other. Just feeling that gentle twist through the spine, through the torso. You can wiggle, play with it if you'd like to. Breathing deeply. And then we're going to switch sides, bending the left leg, placing the left foot on top of the other leg and twisting. As the breath leaves the body, allowing ourselves to relax, to soften out into the stretches more, never forcing the body, but using the breath to allow this deeper release. And then coming back and going to stretch through the hips and buttocks. So first bringing the left leg on top of the opposite thigh, and then bending the right leg in toward the body. You should feel that through the hip, through the buttocks. And just as you can see, I'm wiggling around, just playing with that. Bringing the leg in closer, releasing it, meeting that place of discomfort gently, using the breath to stretch the body and open a little deeper. And then switching legs. Now opening the right hip, buttock. Again, you can see me playing, kind of stretching the leg up toward the ceiling, playing with how the stretch feels. And then bringing the knees close to the chest but out to the sides of the body. Happy baby, usually. Holding the tops of the feet if you're able to. And playing with stretching the legs and then bending them back down, playing with rocking side to side. Making sure that as we move, the breath continues to move. Some of us have a habit of accidentally holding the breath. It's to do with trauma. and stress in the nervous system, but just making sure that doesn't happen, keeping the breath moving as you move. Wrapping the arms around the knees now as they come in close to the chest, and rocking side to side, working very gently into the kidneys there, an area that we hold a lot of fear. It's where the adrenal glands are located. And then rocking up to a sitting position, or if that's not possible for you, just rolling to one side and gently pushing up from there. And I'm actually going to turn to the front of the mat now. So you're going to put the soles of your feet together, like you're gluing them together. It's called butterfly. And then you may not be able to come as far forward as me, but taking hold of the feet and just from the hips, so rather than hunching or arching your back, from the hips, just coming forward, hinging and stretching again into the hips, another area that we hold a lot of emotion, a lot of tension. And then beginning to bounce the legs, bounce the knees. Nice long smooth breaths in through the nose, out of the mouth. It can be good to close your eyes as you practice, particularly as you become more familiar with these movements or this sequence, and you don't need to see me visually for your instruction. It can be excellent practice to come into our bodies if that's comfortable for us. For some of us, that won't be easy. And just taking a moment. And then shifting to come into a squat-like position. And again, just playing. It doesn't have to look the way that I look. Just squatting, playing, coming up and down, and then folding forward. Hanging loose like a rag doll, bouncing around, perhaps pedaling the legs, bending left knee, bending right knee. The flat back, you're going to hinge up to a standing position. And then come to the front of your mat. I'll be side on so you can see what I'm doing, but you come to the front of your mat. And we're going to be inhaling the arms up. Leaning back a little to open the heart, and then exhaling them down. Inhaling the arms up. And exhaling, folding forward, hinging from the hips. Inhaling to a flat back, inhaling the head up. And again, exhaling, folding forward. And then you can either step the legs back or jump, as I just did. And then coming forward, shoulders over the hands and lowering down. Inhaling up to cobra. And exhaling back into downward facing dog. And again, just playing here, not worrying about perfect posture, feeling into the position. Stretch through the shoulders, nice flat back, pedaling through the legs. And then lifting the left leg up. You can arch it back over, kind of playing with the stretch if you'd like to, exhaling the foot forward between the hands. And then coming straight up, arms out, and floating down into a lunge-like position. My knee is a little bit forward there. Knee should be over the ankle. And with the thumbs up, taking aim, eyes looking over the thumb. Inhaling the arms up, exhaling, floating down. Fluid movements now. Inhaling, wrapping the arms around, exhaling, pushing back out. Inhaling back, and like a windmill, exhaling, rolling the arms around, coming down. So now down between the legs. I'm going to work into the digestive area a little, so it's quite playful. bouncing up. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Bouncing, pulsing motion, side to side. And we're then going to inhale up, nice flat back. And nice smooth breath, exhaling the arms down. And as you do so, coming into a squat position, wide squat. And we're going to do this. Inhale, 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 and exhale. Push the breath all the way out. Squeeze the breath out. Then inhale, inhale, inhale. Segmented breath all the way out. In through the nose, in, and complete exhale, compressing the breath out, folding forward. And then twisting. And lunging, so the right foot should be forward, and again, just playing. I'm completely unconcerned with posture here, just playing with my body, stretching the legs in both directions. Lunging forward, pulling backwards, and then bringing the back foot forward, coming back to the front of the mat, and inhaling up. And exhaling the arms down. Going to repeat now through the other side, so inhaling up and exhaling, folding forward, inhaling flat back and exhaling, folding, and jumping back or stepping back, forward over the wrists, palms lowering down, pushing up, inhaling up into cobra, making sure the shoulders aren't all high and tight, keeping them low, and pushing back into down dog or triangle pose. Twisting, exploring. And then we're going to be lifting the right leg up, arching it back over if you'd like to, and then swinging it forward between the hands or stepping it forward between the hands. Coming up, and then as we take a slight lunge or warrior type position, folding the fingers with the thumbs up and taking aim, focus. Inhaling, floating the arms up, exhaling, floating back down to the lunge. Straightening the leg as you inhale and wrap the arms, and exhaling, pushing out back into the lunge. Inhaling back as the leg straightens, exhaling, windmill down. Back to this with the legs wide, this pulsing movement working into the digestive area, which is not just to do with what we eat. Our ability to digest is our ability to emotionally process. Inhaling up and exhaling down into the wide squat, preparing again for our segmented breath in through the nose. We're sweeping the energy, the air up. We're going to inhale, 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 and exhale out the mouth all the way out. Squeeze it out. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Compress, fold forward. Inhale, inhale, inhale. Letting go from the mouth. Push it all out. And then inhaling the arms up. With the left leg forward, we're going down into a lunge type position and just playing. Stretch, wiggling through the hips, stretching front leg, back leg. Just exploring what feels good before coming forward on the mat and inhaling up. Exhaling the arms slowly back down. And we're now going to come into some different types of somatic work, somatic healing movements. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run on the spot very fast. Go. Run, 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 run. Releasing all that flight response, that stored stress, that feeling of needing to go, go, go. The running energy. That's it. And then stopping, just feeling for a moment, breathing. And then with the thumb being closed inside the fingers, inside the fist, we could say containing the ego, you're now going to punch really fiercely. Find that fire, that warrior in you. And just really notice how these movements feel, whether they're easy for you or they feel challenging. Notice what they bring up emotionally. Punch, fight. Go, 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 faster, faster. And stop. Breathe out, soften down. Just notice how you feel. Settling, using the gap. Then we are going to be bringing the hands floating up in front of the body, palms facing down, floating around the solar plexus and up. And then floating back down to around the same area, out to the sides and back in as if holding an invisible ball, coordinating with the breath, inhaling up and exhaling down, following the hands with your gaze, inhaling out and exhaling in, fluid, graceful movement, slow, inhaling up. We move so fast in our culture all the time, exhaling down. Inhaling out, allowing the movement of the hands to become almost hypnotic. And in, inhaling up and down. Out and in, up and down, out and in. Placing one hand on the heart, one on the solar plexus above the belly, and just holding yourself for a moment. Bringing the fingertips to the top of the head and beginning to pitter-patter, tap backwards and forwards on the crown, down onto the forehead. Then we're going to be working down the face, around the outside edges, up and down. Onto the collarbone, across the area between the shoulders, across the collarbone, across the chest, back and forth. And then down the center line. You can see I'm kind of working across and then down and back up again. Then beginning to massage the ears, working using the thumb and the forefinger, working through the harder cartilage at the top, also into the soft lobe. Even the inside of the ear you may want to work in with a fingertip pressing. You find it has a very soothing effect on the nervous system, working through a lot of meridian points with the ears. Bringing the arms down by the side, taking a moment, feeling how you feel. And then bringing the feet close together and standing like a bamboo cane in the wind. You'll notice that the body adjusts, that as it moves side to side, backwards and forwards, it returns to its own center line. And coming gently back. Thank you for sharing this practice with me today.